Welcome to our third week of continued education classes. We have Naomi here with us, who I think she picked a really good subject for her because she's really good at this stuff. She knows her oils for kids. She has 3 children. She'll probably tell you that. And she's been using essential oils for a while. She had a really good discovery with myrrh essential oil for her kids. Was it tooth decay, Naomi? And she's been using oil since she was pregnant with her 3rd daughter. That's when she enrolled with me. And then she's been a wellness advocate for a few years. She has a lot of knowledge with oils for women and hormones and skincare and all that good stuff. So I'm excited to have her teach. She's going to cover 2 topics today, and that's going to be oils for every age and oils for women's health and hormones. So I'll let you introduce yourself and take it away, Naoms, and just let me know if you need me.
Hello. Sorry, I had to move things around. My lighting was not as good on the other side. So hopefully you can see me a little better now. And yes, I am really glad to be here. It's been a long time. I haven't been able to share in a while, so forgive me if I'm a little rusty. So Ashley was explaining that I had started oils while I was in the end of my pregnancy for my 3rd child. And I'm really similar in the sense that I had my children also in like a 4-year span, just like Ashley. And it's just such a different, it's such a different experience to have another child right after being pregnant versus being pregnant and then having some time to recover and then being able to, experience it kind of in a fresh start. And so I think that's really where the oils came into play the most, was I experienced how much your body just depletes. And when your body depletes, it's such a different experience. Your life is such a different experience in general. There's just so much pain, and there's so much mental cloud, and there's so much of a different self-esteem that comes with that. So that is why I think this is really important, is that self-esteem and emotional health, it's so integrated with your physical health, with whatever is happening physically in the body is going to affect how you view the world and how you feel about life. And if you have energy, or if you have the willpower to plummet through, has so much to do with the chemistry going up and down inside of you. Okay, so this is why it's really important. Even if you don't have kids, even if you are, haven't experienced any kind of hormonal fluctuations yet, it's almost as if you can, think of this as like the drug system of your body, because that's really what you're dealing with. Is you're dealing with what controls happiness, pain, pleasure. All the things in life that make it worth living are the reasons why oils are so effective. And a lot of people don't really know exactly what makes oils so special, or vitamins so important in your life. It's because what you're doing is you're kind of reprogramming your life to experience things in a much happier, healthier way. And until you've done it, you really might not know what you're missing. So I think a lot of it is, if you can trust that we've been doing this for a long time, we know what it's like to not be healthy. I mean, I partied a lot. I was living the model life. I know what it's like to be up till 4 in the morning and, have a lot of heartache and a lot of heartbreaks, and then go from that to, being pregnant and having to care for another person and really losing your identity. And so in losing your identity as a person, as a mother, I had to really reconstruct my life. And this really helped to do that. If you haven't tried oils, I don't know who everyone is, but if you haven't tried oils, then if you want to get any samples from us, you can on anything that we talk about today. If I don't have it, Ashley has it. So let's see. First off, let me try to share my screen and get into let me set this up for a moment, but I'll just tell you a little bit more about what I've discovered with hormones. The top things that I have to say right off the bat while I get up our slides is Yes, vitamins are essential, but it's not just any vitamin, it's what kind of vitamin. Okay. So there's a difference because a lot of stuff that's over the counter, even though it's great, it still is made with chemicals, it still is made with artificial ingredients that I am not one to preach to you to you need to be organic everything at all. I mean, do what works for you, do what you can afford. But I'll tell you, when you're putting things directly into your gut and you're putting things directly into your body, when you're trying to recover from, a lifetime of stress that your body's been going through or an environment that you can't control, what you can control is what you're replenishing yourself with. So along with, oils, the vitamin pack that doTERRA has is filled with a whole bunch of vitamins that you need anyway in your day. The difference is how it's made. It's allowed to absorb into your body in a lot easier way. And that's really what oils do. What these oils do and what this company has done is they've allowed your body to be able to absorb what you need in a much more effective, faster way without any of the residue, without any of this aftermath kind of, side effects that usually come. Okay, so that is really the difference, I'd say, between what we're going to talk about with these vitamins, with these oils versus other brands. Just off the bat, I have tried so many different vitamins. Being pregnant 3 times, I had multiple types of vitamins of, natural things that I tried before I met doTERRA. And doTERRA was by far the most effective, the safest, the least stressful for the body. And I'll tell you how I started was putting lavender in my veg. We'll get there in a sec. Hold on. I'm pulling all my vitamins to me. A lot of people always ask, like, well, what did you first start with? Lavender and tea tree. I'm not a doctor, but I'll tell you, if you have an infection, a drop of this or a drop of this, the maluka on your hand, and just stick in and rub around every hour or every time you have to go potty. That will help to ease out whatever's stuck in there, and it will especially address yeast, pain. And I know this is really TMI, but it's gonna be TMI the whole day because we're talking straight talk with me and hormones. And this is the stuff I wish people told me. Okay, why am I telling you that off the bat? So that you know how much I've experimented and tried, and that you know that this is real. Okay. There was nothing else that soothed my pain when I was pregnant. The last time I had internal varicose veins for my third one, it was just bulging and it was so sore. I couldn't even get out of bed for about a month. And then I started putting this on my hand and just trying it out because I couldn't get anything else to work. And, by the third one, you're like, well, been there, done that. Third time, and it worked. It was the only thing that eased my pain and made it where I could actually get up and walk and not feel like I had this aching just sensation constantly. Same with yeast infections. When you're pregnant, you can't just keep taking antibiotics over and over and over again. You get a lot of irritation down there. And even if you're not pregnant, Hawaii women just get a lot of infections. We're in the sun, we're in the beach, we're in this wet swimsuit. It's a humid environment. People are super sexual in Hawaii, right? So it's like the promiscuity sometimes, or the just extra stuff going on. The guys are dirty. They bring, a lot of stuff to you. So this can help just to have it on hand, like just a little drop and clean it out after. And that will help to prevent it. But also if you are going through yeast infections, this will kill it, I swear. All right. Okay. So let's get to my slide. Here we go. Okay, so Ashley made this slide and she's so amazing at prepping us for everything. So I'm just gonna go through this and then kind of do my own 2 cents. Just gonna add in where I feel, okay? All right, so if you wanted to get this recording after, you're welcome. I think you can ask Ashley for it. And if you forget anything, then you can just pull from here. I also was told, which I'm missing my phone, that if you, what is it that we need to do to get a free something, Ashley?
Yeah, if anyone unmutes themselves, like you have an opportunity for them to share their personal experience anywhere, we have a gift for them. So they get to choose either an On Guard sanitizer or 2 empty gold geo rollers that you can DIY. So yeah, we want our team members to share their experiences if you have any, for sure.
Okay. There we go. Thank you. So here we go. Talking about the lifelong vitality, the vitamins. Oh, forgive me, I have something sticky real quick. Okay. So the vitamins that we were just talking about, lifelong vitality, it feels like a lot. I feel like a lot of people get a little freaked out about how many vitamins that we take as, girls that are definitely doTERRA obsessed, I'd say. But it works. This stuff really works. Okay, so why does it work? Because not just are you getting all the nutrition that normally is lacking in your food today. I mean, I'm sure you all are caught up to date with really how our diet has changed with everything becoming industrial, right? So, of course, there's nothing wrong with having spam with every once in a while because I do that. But in the long run, you're going to need to replenish constantly into your body what you're not getting in your food. And nowadays, with canned food, with things taking a long time to get to the table, we're not getting things fresh outdoors. We're not going outside and butchering a goat and having it that night. So by the time that it gets to us, there's been a lot of things in play. Even our vegetables, even our fruits, they're not getting the same amount of soil nutrition because of the way that our environment's changed. And so that is where vitamins are really essential. And if you can't take them all, like if you watched Giselle, she said she just takes a little bit every day. But this is basically what I'm taking every day. And why is it that you need a certain amount of nutrition that's going to help with your hormones? Because again, imbalances. Everything about your life is about balance. If you are not getting enough in and you're not getting enough out, your body is going to go into wreck. And if you don't feel it in your body, it's going to go to your brain. Okay. So everything is going to circulate out. It's the same thing with like if you don't sweat, right? If you don't work out and you don't sweat things out and you don't take that extra energy, then you're going to gain weight, right? It's the same thing. Whatever you put in has to also come out. So if you're having problems with your mental focus, if you're having problems with your emotions, a lot of it has to do with what's coming in, what's going out. Okay, so we're going to talk about what's going in, and then I'm going to tell you what needs to go out and how to get that out and why. All right, so Slim and Sassy is another one that's really, really great, and I don't have it on me right now, but it's really good for nausea. It does really help to smell. I would say that's a great one to have if you have any kind of, up and down feelings, or even if you're hungover. This is a great one for hangovers. You can just drop some of that into your water. I personally drop things in my coffee if it has some mint in it because it'll add a little extra flavor in there. Some people will take it straight. You can add it to orange juice. It will help with your metabolism as well. So your metabolism is, of course, everyone knows, a huge part of your body system, and it's also how you feel good about yourself. So this is not just how you need to take care of your skin and your hair and you need to have things good for you because your mom said so. It's because if you want to feel hot and sexy and you want your mojo back and you want your life back, where you actually can wake up in the morning and you're like, I feel amazing, I look amazing, nothing can stop me, screw whatever comes into my day. That is the feeling that I want you to have, because it's the only way we're ever going to get through women life. We deal with so much. We have everyone else's, drama on our plate. We deal with men, and men are the biggest babies ever. I'm so sorry if you're a man and you're on this, but just as a woman, to take care of that as a woman, we're totally in a different realm. And the things that we're dealing with are just so different that you want to be able to wake up and have that daily power in your life. And so this is how you're going to get that. You're going to get that by feeling good about yourself inside and out. You're going to start with putting into yourself what you need, and you're going to smell things that are going to clear out your head and make you feel focused and make you feel like, yeah, my metabolism is going. Like I'm not going to be feeling junk about my body. And this is going to be a slow process. Okay. So if you're not seeing results right away, give it a couple weeks. Do something for a 14-day, just every day. Eat this. These are the packet forms. You can get it in the bottle forms too, but I've seen that a lot of women have an easier time with the packets. It's preset for you. You don't forget it. Okay, you can travel with this. And then try a couple of these things in your day. Okay, smelling, eating, drop it into coffee. Keep it around. Put it by your coffee. Put it by your counter. Leave the little reminders to yourself of where you want it in your life. Okay. Aroma Touch is my favorite. And the reason why this is my favorite is that it has a combination of almost everything that feels good for your body. Has basil in it, which is really good for hormones. Okay, basil is also really good for detoxing, and it helps with I can't remember exactly, but it's either liver or kidney. It helps with one of them, which is essential to your body's detox function. But it really helps with waking up the mind, and it helps with respiratory, and they're all linked. So That one is in Aroma Touch. You can smell that. There's some lavender in there. There's some peppermint in there. So the things that are going to detox and stimulate your body and get a lot of circulation, blood circulation is huge. And if you're having a hard time working out, if you're pregnant or you're not pregnant, this can really help to stimulate and get things going. And I would suggest just putting a little drop. I'm going to use basil right now because I don't have my Aroma Touch, but you're just going to take a little drop. And if you can't handle the smell, don't put it by your nose, just add it to your feet, bottom of your feet or the back of the neck, okay? And put it somewhere that is not going to be in the way if it's causing you some irritation. Sometimes people can't handle the smell right away. It's too strong for them. So put it somewhere that you're not going to smell it, or mix it with something. So if that's too strong for you, try it with a little bit of coconut oil, okay? You can just start with a little bit in your hand. I usually do that. I drop a little in my hand, then I drop a drop in, and then I rub around, okay? Otherwise, you can get it in lotion. Lotion is probably the least amount of smell retention, I feel. So you can squeeze a little lotion. We've got some really good one from doTERRA that's very clean and no extras in there, and just mix like that, okay? This really helps to, I feel, soothe the body, but it also wakes me up. Aroma Touch, it's definitely one of my favorites. And it's not intense like Deep Blue. It is not straight peppermint. It has a lot of things that I feel also calm down your mind in addition to waking you up. It's a strange sensation. Okay, copaiba. That one everyone loves. The best way I know how to describe it is, I heard initially it was a cousin of marijuana. And so that, if you just think of it that way, it's going to do similar kind of things if it's in the same family or if it's in the same train, right? So it's helping to calm down the mind, help to with the nerve damage, help to kind of ease and soothe any of the emotions that keep coming up. A lot of people that have brain issues or damage, they are eating copaiba regularly along with Frank, okay? And it's because what we're doing is, when we calm down the nervous system, then it allows the brain to not freak out so much, and not have that constant, right, that anxiety. And copaiba is also really soothing for a lot of skin issues too, and it helps with a whole bunch of things. It's just really good for overall immunity, for overall rebuilding of the body's, defense system. But the nerve system is really hard to address. And this is so gentle that during pregnancy, this is really baby safe, okay? I'm gonna speed things up because we only have about another half an hour, okay? But here we go. For infants and toddlers, this is where things usually get really complicated. General rule of thumb, if you're always dilute it with coconut oil, okay? If you are not sure if it's baby safe, my two things, if you can remember, never put it by the eyes, ever. Don't have it on your breast or your chest or anywhere baby touches, okay? So if baby's gonna come to you, you don't want it anywhere that's gonna get by them. So make sure you're putting it on your feet, your back. Even like rubbing into the low belly might be dangerous, because if you put baby on you and baby touches your belly, right, or is around it on the front side of you, that could be irritation if you don't know what's going on yet, okay? Generally, the things that are really good for babies are always going to be flowers, woods, okay? So what I mean by that, woods, when you think of a wood, cedar, sandalwood, yeah, even myrrh is technically like part of the wood, it's a resin, but the woods, frankincense, this is also like a bark of resin. All the woods are going to be really gentle, okay? And then flowers, jasmine, magnolia, lavender, and things like Roman chamomile, that's a flower too. Those are all very baby safe. So if you can just remember flowers and woods will help with respiratory, woods will help with some cell strengthening. Flowers will always calm you down, and flowers will always help with soothing skin, wounds, rashes. Okay, so those are the safest by far. So if you are from Hawaii, we keep our umbilical cords usually. If you have any Hawaiian ancestry, usually that's what we do. And the process of keeping the umbilical cord intact, as well as, it depends if you home birth or not, but a lot of people will put myrrh and will put frankincense on the umbilical cord to kind of keep and retain that form. But it's also really good for healing what is still sticking out of the baby, the actual piece that's becoming your belly button. A lot of times it gets irritated and it'll keep bleeding, right? after you've cut it. So dropping a little tiny bit of myrrh, not that you want to play, you don't want to rub in and touch because that'll hurt, but dropping a little bit of myrrh and a little bit of frank will really help to soothe and kind of rebuild that. If you can't afford those, lavender's a great one for that too. Okay. Tamer. So the kids kit, if you haven't seen the kids kit, it's super cute. My kids, actually, we break it up because I have 3 and they all get a couple that they get to take with them so that they don't fight over it, but there's 6 in there. Okay, and this set is, it's rebuildable. So if you need to buy one at a time to put it back in there, you can, instead of having to buy the whole kit again. But it's just really cute because it comes in little colors, little cards. So people are really excited about it. The kids are excited about it. The tamer is very soothing. Also helps with digestion. Digestion is a huge issue for kids because a lot of times that is what causes them to be fussy, upset stomach, uncooperative. It causes the blowouts. You really don't want your baby to be blowing out all the time. Peppermint is often really strong for babies. Okay. And so, I mean, you're going to have blowouts regardless. Don't say, you know, Naomi said I won't get blowouts, and you baby, they're still going to be a mess and they're still going to be crazy. But at least you can try to soothe them a little bit if they are having a lot of gas. Peppermint usually is what adults will use on an upset stomach or digestion. But if you are in the baby stage or you're sensitive, spearmint is a great alternative. So spearmint is what's in tamer. Spearmint is a lot less of an intense mint. It's kind of sweet, it's soothing, but it still will help with digestion and it'll help with respiratory, and it'll help to clear out the sinuses as well. So it's a great way to switch out some of your things if you have little kids or if you have sensitive skin. Okay, here's that lotion we talked about. This lotion I usually put in a bowl. And I use ceramic. And the reason I have ceramic bowls or porcelain bowls is because it's glass, and anything that you're mixing with an oil that is from doTERRA. doTERRA is so potent, it's so pure that it's going to start pulling in any of the impurities from plastics. So that is why we try to stay away from plastics when we are dealing with oils. So I would recommend either you have like a stainless steel bowl, or you're using a ceramic bowl, or your hand. And you're just going to pour in like a couple spoons of lotion, and then you're going to drop in whatever you want. Okay. I know we're going fast. Sorry about that. There's that kit that I talked about. And here are some things that are really important for kids as well. The PB Assist Junior. This one is like a pixie stick. I'm going to open it up for you. I'll be right back. But the vitamin sets, the reason why kids usually don't like to take vitamins, or we don't like to take vitamins, is it doesn't taste good. So I feel like this is probably the best way that your kids are ever going to have a probiotic, besides the chocolate chewies, which I don't like the chewies. I don't like the gummies because the cavity factor. And my kids did get cavities, and we'll talk about how Murray used to put that on there in a second. This is that probiotic that I was telling you about. And real quick before we go there, so I don't forget about myrrh. Myrrh, as Ash was explaining, you can actually drop this onto your teeth. I did a lot of research because I had a year and a half, and he already had a cavity, or she did. And I just did not want to extract. He had one in the top teeth that were stuck in between. As he was coming out with teeth, he was still breastfeeding. It wasn't like, you know, I was giving him candy or anything, but sometimes it'll get stuck in between, and he had that overlap for a little bit, and it was causing a cavity that I couldn't figure out what it was. He couldn't talk yet. And he was in so much pain, I finally realized it was a cavity. By the time we found out, it was almost to the root on the inside. And the dentist said that we either had to extract it, we had to cap it, which I did not want to give him a metal cap at, you know, age 2, or we had to let it rot out. And I thought, oh my God, I'm not doing this. No one would do a porcelain on there because of where it was angled. No one would do the white caps because it was angled in a way it was really hard. So I did a lot of research, and I saw that essential oils that were pure could really help to stop the process and just kind of cap it where it was. And I did not feel comfortable putting the stronger ones on my kids, like On Guard. On Guard is a great one for cavities. So if you are having issues yourself as an adult, I would drop On Guard onto your toothbrush and then use it to kind of get in there, or just straight coconut oil with whatever you want in there, myrrh, coconut, melaleuca, even bergamot. Bergamot can help with cavities too. Drop a little bit of that and rub on after you brush, let it sit, let it soak in. That's what I was doing for my kids with myrrh. The reason I was using that was because Melaleuca was too strong. It was too strong of a flavor, and I also had a little bit of discrepancies in the research for teeth, for children, not for adults, but for children. And then clove, of course, is way too hot. So I said, okay, myrrh is not hot. It tastes disgusting, tastes like dirt. I've tried it, but it definitely does the job. It actually did stop the teeth decay from moving forward. It just kept it there. It just stayed there for about 2 months until I found a dentist who I could work with to kind of scrape it out and really do a good job. And he told me that, he said, what did you do? Because there's a line, like you can see the line of the decay that just stopped all of a sudden, it just stayed there. And he said, what have you been doing? I could tell there's a difference in this little, like this few centimeters here. And I told him myrrh, and he said, is it doTERRA? I said, yeah. And he said, okay, I'm going to buy some from you. So he started buying doTERRA from me. He's one of my clients. And his name is Dr. Gavin. He's in Oahu if you need a really good dentist, by the way. Okay, so the PB Assist, just like adults need probiotics, kids need probiotics. And the reason why is, let's talk about this detox with the gut. Okay, when you are growing up, you have this really fresh immune system and everything is clean. When you get out of breast milk stage, you start having food. Everything that you put into your body is going to have, some residue in there, which is also why you're supposed to have fiber. You're supposed to eat a certain way. We don't. And stress is a huge part of this. Okay, so the less stress you have, then the better gut system you're going to have, the better detox. You want to be going due every day. And I know Giselle talks about this a lot if you want to go and read and listen to her, but this is a way to get your kids to have a better digestive system, but also just to kind of clear out whatever you can't control. Okay, so daycare was hard because I couldn't control what they're eating. Half the time their kids bring snacks, they eat juice. I'm like, all the things I don't do at home, goes out the window once they start preschool, right? But this, if you want to see it, just open. A lot of people want to try it, right? This is actually like, it's powder. Oh, shoot, it's on my computer. Okay, well, it's powder and it's like a pixie stick, super yummy. My kids think it's candy. Okay, it's a great way that even if adults cannot take pills, try all the kids stuff because this will actually do the job. My kids will go doo-doo within 20 minutes of this. My son constantly has the hardest time going doo-doo, and I will give this to him and he'll go within half an hour. Okay. The touch versions of the On Guard is why it's listed here because a lot of kids are really sensitive. And so if you put things into a roller and you fill it up with coconut oil, then it's going to be a lot easier for them to handle. I like having rollers around. This is the easiest way to teach your kids to self-soothe and self-care. When my kids are coughing, I'm like, where's your oil? And they just rub on. This is already pre-made. They don't have to touch it. It's not going to get in their eyes. Okay. The beadlets are really small version. I don't have them with me right now. I'm sorry, they're in my car, but the beadlets are super small versions of pills. When my kids cannot swallow the big pills, because this is this is the size of the On Guard. This is a Zendocrine, but I'll show you that this is the same size as the On Guard. That's still pretty big for a child sometimes. The beadlets are a tiny, tiny drop. They're tiny, tiny dots. So that is an excellent way to have them swallow some immunity pills. Okay. The vitamins are really good to suck on. I personally don't like the flavor of the orange. This is for omega. So omega is really good for your brain, and this helps with the kids' development of the brain. This is really essential, actually, to have this. I don't like the flavor alone. So what I've learned to do is fill up, put in about a spoon. I take about a big spoon of that syrup, pour it into a glass, fill it up with orange juice, mix it really good, or apple juice, like that really thick apple juice and orange juice, and that will really allow people to handle it in a way that they don't really taste it. The other option is you can put a little bit into like a soup. I know it sounds a little gross, but sometimes if I have stews or something that's like a big mushy bowl that they won't tell that has already some broth in it, I'll just put a little spoon in that and mix it around because then they can't really taste it. Okay. Let's see. All right, so clear skin. A lot of this has to do with what's in your gut and your stress level. The lifelong vitality that we talked about, of course, are really essential for this, and you need that in your body to basically put in everything that you're missing, and that's going to help revitalize the whole system. It also has a lot of frank. So these vitamins that we're talking about has a lot of frankincense inside, and it has a lot of other things like, oh boy, off the top of my head, I can't remember, but it has a lot of plant substances that are in there that are pure based, that do not have any synthetics. So getting the synthetics out of your body is going to help a lot as well. We talked about probiotics for kids, definitely probiotics for adults as well for your skin. The skin system is awesome. I dealt a lot with acne, especially going through pregnancies again and again. My body was just completely overwhelmed with hormones and then no drop. The way that I was eating would change and a drop, you're not getting the same amount of sleep. So your patterns are just so up and down that this really helped me. The HD Clear Roller, I would break out in a lot of like this is all hormonals right here, but a lot of this is gut too. So if it's up here, then you know that the gut needs some work. But down here, I was getting these breakouts. And so that was helping me to, after washing my face, which they have a really good skincare set here that has a face wash, but the roller helped to kind of just soothe and clean. It has a lot of manuka in there, had eucalyptus, had some other things that we don't even offer alone. And so that really helped to kind of deep clean and soothe in between. And then letting that, when you let that dry, then putting on a lotion, because you want to make sure you're getting a lot of moisture into your system, just like we detox and we need to replenish with water, right? It's the same thing with your skin. When you're cleaning out, you need to replenish with moisture. So it's allowing your skin to get reabsorbed again. And this system my brother uses. My brother is in his 20s and he always has had acne issues and he uses this. So it's for guys too. It's not just for women. Emotions are huge. This is half the reason why we battle stress, acne, irregular periods, and pain in our menstrual cycle. It's all because of the stress and the emotions. And so adaptive is huge. It's actually relatively new in the sense, like it's only been around a couple of years. And it's just a big mix of everything. It has a lot of what we talked about already, lavender, copaiba. It has, I think, orange in there too. It's a very all around inclusive oil for all stress, all hormones. It can soothe skin, but it also has a little bit of an energy revitalizing ingredients in there. So I think that would be a great one to start with if you really don't know where to start. And of course, diffusing is what's going to help you to, I'd say, wake up in the day. Something that I woke up with after depression, when you're, in that slump after having kids. I mean, my gosh, your life is just this jumbling mess. You feel so out of control. The one that I loved was Elevation. This is by far my favorite oil for stress, for depression. And I would keep this by my bed, and I would keep a water bottle by my bed because there's some days I couldn't even move because I'd have a baby attached to me, right? I couldn't get out, no one could help me. So I was just keeping a water bottle in this right by my bed with a diffuser. So I could just open it up and literally refill with whatever else drinking, refill and put this in there. And this kept me from crying all day. I swear, there's sometimes that the smells of things really just hit your brain. And I'll tell you why Elevation is so amazing. It's because it has tangerine, which is really upbeat and really revitalizing for your confidence and boldness. It helps with all kinds of immunity, detoxing your system and your gut. Lavender, which of course is soothing and always is a good comfort for all mind, body. Amorous, which we don't sell alone, smells really pretty. And clary sage. Clary sage is also in this clary calm. And clary sage by itself, while it is a great one to have by itself, it can cause a labor start. So if you are pregnant, you want to stay away from clary calm because this can actually jumpstart your labor. If you want to get baby out and you're late, a few drops of this on the inner ankles. The inner ankles, oh my gosh, here we go. Woo, right here, okay? The reason why is that is that is your connection to the vaginal genital area. Your inner ankles in there is connected to the same stuff as there. As they're all laughing at me, right? Yeah, I know, straight up, here we go. So this smells like a really strong lavender with a little ting of like a tartness to it. And some people don't really like this because it kind of makes you sleepy. It has like a kind of like a Roman chamomile aftermath there at the very end. It has a little like powdery scent at the very end. So this is great to mix with other things, but if you need it for menstrual pain and you don't have clary calm, this one you can eat, put this straight in because this is the pure form. but it's also in Clary Calm, which is a roller that's made with a lot of things that we talked about. It has a little basil in there too, and it helps to release a lot of those um, pain in there, but also revitalize the hormones. It actually specifically targets your womb area, oh goodness, everything that has to do with your womb, your vagina, your ovaries. This clary sage is directly affecting that, and it's in Clary Calm. So that is a great one to have on hand, especially if you have a lot of pain. Okay. It's also in Elevation, which is why I was tying that together. But Elevation has Clary Calm, which is partly why you're getting that whole, oh, did I miss a slide? Go back. Wait, stop. Okay, did I miss one? Where did we go here? Okay, there, and we're gonna go forward. Hold on. And then we're gonna pause it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so besides your daily vitamins, what else is it that we could really use in our life? I talked about probiotics, which is a huge one. If you are already taking a probiotic or you already are using ours, then Terrazyme is another great one to add in. Let me show you a probiotic real quick. Okay, this is not super huge. I've had a lot of probiotics. This one is really good. You do notice a difference in your bowel movements, okay? And that's TMI, but you kind of need it. You need to get out all the things inside your colon. I read a lot of books, okay? I have read, I'm a very big nerd. And the thing that I read about your colon is that your colon actually has all these little flaps in it, okay? So your flaps in your colon are actually holding on to things throughout the years, which is why a lot of times when you do like a metal detox or you do, a detox from chemical usage, you have to do a lot of gut detox, and it has to be not necessarily your gut, but your colon in itself, because the colon is holding in the walls these little, has these little packets in there. Okay, so what you're doing is you're going to have to help it release, which is why yoga works a lot, moving around your body and doing those like scrunching and things, or massaging and removing your colon to squeeze and release. It's also why running helps a lot, because running is actually shaking the walls to get off whatever's stuck on there. But things like this will help a lot. Okay, lemon or any kind of citrus, lemon, tangerine, orange, even grapefruit, they're all going to help to kind of clean out the organs down there. They're going to clean out the organs in a gentle way, and there's no acid. This is the big difference with taking an oil versus taking a lemon and just squeezing in your water. There's no acid that's going to kill your teeth or give you problems in your stomach. Okay, so that's why a lot of people switch to the oil. This is a great one to give to your kids. I personally give my kids orange because they don't like the taste of lemon, but I can put an orange drop or a tangerine drop and they'll handle that in the water, okay? The Terrazyme is gonna help you absorb what's in your food. So a lot of people are like, what's the difference between this and your green powder? The green powder that we sell, it's repackaged, but it used to be called Terra Greens. And it's basically all the extra food ground up fruits and vegetables that you would need in your system. The difference between that and Terrazyme is that even though you eat good food, a lot of times your body won't absorb it. You need other things to absorb it. For example, a lot of people have heard that with calcium, even if you eat a lot of calcium, if you don't have magnesium, you won't absorb the calcium. So you need kind of like a two-part system. Your body has to have another component to be able to accept certain chemicals or certain substances into your body. So for example, a lot of people that lack in vitamin D, right? It's if they're not getting it from the sun, they're trying to get it elsewhere, but you still need kind of that combo: magnesium, calcium, phosphate. They all together help with absorbing, and vitamin D helps you to absorb a lot of other nutrients as well. So it's like having all those different, I'd say you'd say like team pairs of nutrients in your body, those minerals, those different types of digestive enzymes is what it's called. That's going to help you to absorb whatever else is also coming into your body. And that's what Terrazyme is doing. Terrazyme is a combination of enzymes that are going to soak in everything you're taking in. Otherwise, it just goes right through you, right? Anyone who's had too much of something and it just runs right through you, it's usually because you don't have enough fiber, you don't have enough magnesium, you don't have enough enzymes to break it down and keep it in your body how you need it. Okay, so this is a huge factor if you are having some issues where, let's say, you are having big bowel movements, even though you're having, better health and you're, maybe you're working out, maybe you're taking vitamins every day, but you're like, something's going on. It's not, I'm still like just running it out, or it's just like shitting all day. Sorry. That would be a Terrazyme need. Okay. Besides probiotic, you want to get stuff out. You want to get stuff out, but you don't want to get everything out. You want to keep some things in you. Okay. The stuff that you do need, you want to keep. Terrazyme is going to help a lot with that. Okay. So you would take lifelong vitality every day. Then if you are having a little like, I'm not keeping stuff, or I feel like it's sluggish, you want to add in the probiotic, but also add in this Terrazyme so that you can keep things that you need and flush out what you don't need. Okay. Lemon is going to help a lot. Just gently kind of clean out everything to alongside with probiotics, get out all the stuff you don't need. And then let's talk about DDR Prime before we get to Yaropom. But DDR Prime, this is an amazing one for just overall immunity building. So a lot of people who have had some trauma with their body, like let's say you did experience, tumor, cancer, depression. Depression is so big. The DDR Prime is going to help to boost your immunity overall. A lot of people with autoimmune disease have come to me and asked specifically for things that are going to reboost. And I can't say anti-cancer, and I cannot say anti-tumors, and I can't say that this is going to revitalize cells because I'm not a doctor and I will be scolded, by some people out there. But I want to tell you from personal experience, I've had so many people with autoimmune disorders buy this, drink it every day. They've noticed a difference. And because it has frank in there and it has other things like lemongrass, which lemongrass we haven't touched on, but lemongrass helps a lot with body pain as well, but it's more like muscular pain. So a lot of things that are immunity related also affect the muscles because your ability to build muscles, it's all connected. Okay. And clove is it's in On Guard, it's in DDR Prime, which is why this is a great alternative if you can't get hold of On Guard, or you're looking for something that's like an everyday immunity build, but it's not going to just, kill everything like On Guard can. DDR Prime with clove in it helps to address all bacteria and kill that out as well. Okay, so this is a great one to have in a day-to-day if you want to rebuild your immunity. If you just had a really, maybe, I don't know, maybe you just got off, addictions to something or painkillers or something, and you want to revitalize, this is a great system here. Triase is really good for allergies. I do have some people that buy this and they like pill versions instead of doing it diffusing every day. They just are on the go, especially airlines. A lot of people who are flying a lot will take Triase with them. It's really easy anti-allergy added on. Yaropom is amazing. This stuff is, this kills so many, or not kills, I'm sorry, but it covers all birds in one stone in so many ways. Yaropom, it's really thick. Okay, can you see how that is? Here, I'm going here. This is like a really thick blue goo. That's why it comes with this top. This helps with scarring. And if you're trying to recover from baby aftermath, this is a great one. Just drop this into lotion, rub that everywhere. This is really good for, I have a little bit of acne scars that I'm still putting this on for. This really helps to revitalize it, okay? This is great for wrinkles. I put a little bit in there. But overall, this is gonna help reboost your system cells everywhere. This is kind of your secret potion along with Frank. With Frank in this, I feel like your body can really recover from almost anything. I know a lot of people that do eat this, okay? You can eat this, but it's thick and it's sticky. So the best thing is probably to get the capsules if you wanna eat it. I personally do drop this on my face and my skin. I'll have like a little blue stain that I let soak in, and it'll make a noticeable difference within a couple days if I'm doing it completely consistently. But the capsule version, I do take this every once in a while. So for example, I had some acne breakout and I'm so busy, I don't always have time to do this, on my face. So I'll just take a couple capsules during those times that I'm trying to recover from that, okay? It will help with your hormones. Yaropom will help with hormones. It will help revitalize all your cells. So that is a great one to use. It's very gentle, it's baby safe, it's super expensive. There's a travel kit version, I don't know if it's still available. You might want to try that one. The travel kit has a small version of all of these, and then that way you can kind of sample things and you can't afford the big one. Okay, so fractionated coconut oil. We talked about how to use that. Turmeric is in a couple things, but alone, this is one of the biggest issues with hormones, is that when your hormones are going crazy, a lot of times you also will have inflammation at the same time, and it's usually coinciding. And so inflammation, what I mean is something, if you get it outside, if you get an outside infection, you can see it. You can see everything get pussy and get, gross. But if it's happening inside of you, you can't see that. Inflammation can happen, like if you hurt, you fall down, birth, you're inflamed inside. Okay. Too much stress and can cause an inflamed, organ. Like you can have parts of your colon inflamed and so forth. Too much, pressure of the way you're walking or anything like that. So turmeric will actually help to calm down the internal inflammation going on. Even things like, tonsils and throat, you can feel when it's inflamed. That's what's causing that kind of extra sore throat, right, to happen. That's the kind of feeling of inflammation that I'm trying to explain to you, so you understand what's going on. So this will help to calm down that and soothe and almost like restrict whatever's been escalated in there. It does taste pretty bad by itself, which is why, even though we do have an oil, most people don't want to ever take the oil internally because it's so strong and it tastes like, oh my gosh, it smells like moldy dirt, and it has almost like a saline scent, but it's also right. I don't know how to explain it, but it's definitely strong. It smells like something left in your fridge for a very long time. That's what turmeric smells like in the oil form, fresh, straight. So I would suggest to do the capsules. Okay, the capsules are awesome. They're easy to take. This also will help with not just immunity, inflammation, but all over immunity. So it's a great alternative if you have any allergic reaction to anything else. Turmeric usually you're never allergic to. And this is really ancient too. The Hawaiians used to use this a lot too. Obviously not pill form, but this is like a long-standing soothing for skin, because when you are helping to ease what's going on inside of the body, then your skin is naturally going to get better. But this does help with overall skincare as well. Okay, so the hormones are related to blockages in the body. So if you have a blockage in your body, we want to ease the blockage. We want to move it around in your system. We want to release it out of your system. And then we're going to put in what you're lacking. So bone support is a huge thing in recovering from babies, but just in women in general. Every time I had a baby, I would notice I would start getting really owy teeth. And it wasn't cavities. It felt sore. And I felt like there was this, like when I bite, it would almost feel a little loose. So I started taking bone nutrition because baby does take the best of you. It will suck out of you the best nutrients. And when you're breastfeeding, especially, you're still sucking out the best nutrients. So if you're not getting minerals into your body that are allowing you to keep rebuilding your bones, your baby will take from your bones. And that is a lot of why women will have problems later in life, is because they actually have let all their bone tissues go and then they never replenished it. Okay, so you want to be taking bone nutrition in addition to not just pregnancy, but the after birth and all of the recovery. I'd say the entire time you breastfeed, I'd say until a year after breastfeeding, keep taking bone nutrition. Okay, I know it's a lot to soak in, but it's an additional supplement that you can take anytime. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your monthly cycle like? We only have about 10 minutes. I know I talk so much. I'm so sorry. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of do this for you. You can text me later. You guys can Instagram me later, whatever you want to do. But if your monthly cycle is pretty strenuous for your symptoms, you're probably lacking a lot of these nutrients that you need in your body. I personally got worse periods after birth because your body is just warped and everything is kind of going back and forth and constricting. If you are having pain of the constricting of the afterbirth, when your body's trying to come back, clary sage is a great one. I forgot to mention that one will help you feel it. I would literally drop this on, rub it over my belly, and I'd feel that sensation soothe within like minutes, like a half an hour. So that is a great one to really help soothe in there. Geranium is another one that can really help with all your hormones and all your pain. This is really great for bleeding, for wounds, like if you have a scab or acne, geranium really will helps with hair also. So if you're having an issue with hair loss, or your hair is getting too wild, or oily skin, try rubbing in geranium into, like I would basically put it in my conditioner, or I was just eating it, or I was just rubbing it along the hairline in the back. Okay, and this will help with also the menstrual cycle. So any of these, if you've got any of this stuff going on, that means that we need to get you some more nutrients and some more things into your life. And you guys can text us after. We know about the reproduction system, fertility. If you're trying to get pregnant, a lot of times it's because your hormones are off balance and you're not getting enough in and you're not detoxing out. So I would say what we need to do here to get your body back in balance, and not that I'm saying that I'm perfect, because I'm definitely not, but to get your body back in balance, first is you want to put in what you're missing. We talked about that. Then you want to get out what you don't need. So if you've got leftover stuff in there from life, from stress, from drama, from a bad ex-boyfriend who gave you some drugs, you want to get that out. And that's where you need a detox. Probiotics. Zendocrine is another one. I know that you saw from this from Giselle. Gentle massage getting out. You can use things like aromatouch, like we talked about. You can drop out some citrus into your body to get that out. Okay. The I can never say this. Ooh. Phytoestrogen, that is a estrogen therapy for your body. So this is really good for recovering from birth, where you've just depleted everything, but this is also really good for just general maintenance of your body. This is going to help with easing out that problematic menstrual cycle, okay? Because you're actually putting into your body what your woman hormone is, which is the estrogen, okay? And again, look in the ingredients if you want to know more about it. But I do take this every once in a while. Rose is an expensive one, but we've been really lucky to have it put into a roller form that is easier for your body to take. Also, I was going to say, if you can't get rose because it's still too expensive, you can get it in Whisper. Whisper has rose now, which is a lot cheaper version, and it has a lot of other floral oils in there that will help with everything else that we talked about. So this is a great alternative. Some other things that have rose in it are actually the kids kit. So the kids kits that we talked about has rose in it also, and I don't remember exactly which one, but you can look into the ingredients on those, and that's a way cheaper option. I want to say Stronger has it. I'm not quite sure. Yes, Stronger has rose in it. So that's a way cheaper option. I want to say that's like around $20. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that is also another way you can get rose into your system. There is a rose lotion as well, which if you really just want to have that experience to calm down the mind, and you're not needing to eat it directly or, use it on wounds or anything, then the lotion will be a great thing for that. But really, what is rose? Rose helps with libido. Okay. Why does it help with libido? Because it's addressing emotions. What is it that the emotions are telling you? We need love. That is the ultimate answer in the world, that really, when you don't feel good about life and you feel really depressed and alone and you're lacking love. And that's why roses make every woman feel so good, because it's invoking the same chemicals that make you feel loved. It has that same soothing effect, okay? And that also is boosting your libido and all your hormones that are associated with that. That's why a lot of the flowers help to boost libido. Other ones that are great for that, Lang Lang. Lang Lang is another flower that helps boost libido, okay? Magnolia, jasmine. Jasmine's a huge one, okay? So if you can't always get your hands on one oil, that will help soothe with all of those hormones and those emotions that you really need to release. And there's a whole bunch of other flowers that we can choose from. Okay, so here's that endocrine system as we end. 1 second, I just want to see what's beyond this. So, okay, so we talked about this box. I'm just gonna hold it here for 1 second, then we'll go to that slide. The Zendocrine that I mentioned, Zendocrine has a lot of citrus in it. And that's also with rosemary and geranium, like we talked about, which helps with a lot of hormones. Juniper berry can also help with the P tract. I'm sorry, I can't speak right now. Urinary tract. There you go. Geranium helps with all of the hormones. Juniper berry inside here will help with your P tract, your urinary system. So that's another essential part that's tied in, right? We get urinary tract infections a lot, and sometimes it's coinciding with a yeast infection or with a hormone imbalance, not getting enough water. But sometimes you can just strengthen that by taking something like Zendocrine. Okay, cilantro also, which helps to clean out a whole bunch of things. It's a huge detoxer. So that is another great one to add into your system. I'd say first, let yourself get used to the probiotics, get used to adding in all the extras that we talked about, get used to kind of cleaning out with oils alone, and then try this. If you really want to like get that deep-seated, we're at the end of your weight loss and you can't get those extra 5 pounds off, it's probably this. Or you're at the end of taking antibiotics and you're trying to reboost with some good things, but you still feel like you're sluggish, you probably need this. Okay. The Slim and Sassy is really great to help with your hunger cravings. So sometimes we get really extra hungry for sugar because we've been used to eating a certain amount, or you're really depressed, you're feeling down. That will help a lot with that. We talked about myrrh, clove, frankincense, and I did speak a little bit on lemongrass. Lemongrass will help with thyroid. It's a really cheap version if you cannot get hold of anything else. It's like $10, but thyroid controls a lot of the metabolism factors. So if you're having hard times with weight loss and you feel like your hormones are out of whack, a lot of times it is connected to the thyroid. And the thyroid is actually, it does control personality disorders too. So it can make you a little bit bipolar in a way if you don't clean it out. So lemongrass can really help with that. Endocrine can help with that too. But the myrrh that we talked about, the clove, so even the toothpaste, even switching over to on-grid toothpaste can really help to address things in the thyroid because you're still getting some of those, you're getting clove and myrrh into the toothpaste as well. Okay, so we are ending here a little bit late. We started a few minutes late, so we can go a little bit over, but these are some examples of what, sorry, let's go back to that. Here's an example of what kind of kit you might want to get just for hormones and emotions, okay? Clary sage, bone nutrition, the phytoestrogen, this actually comes in a pack right here, those 3. So if you want to look in your back end, you can find that in your shop. And then if you were to add on the rose, then of course you're getting all of your emotions met. It's going to help with hair, skin, nails, all of your feelings. It does also help with the menstrual cycle if you want to roll on over, but it also just smells amazing. And it does help with some of that odor balance, odor body balance. Geranium will do that as well. So if you are needing a little bit of like a, can I not be sweating so much while I'm detoxing or while I'm having my menstrual issue, that will help, or geranium, okay? So if you wanted to do that, you can talk to Ash or any of us, and this will actually help you to not just address all the needs that we just went through, but it will also get you some free things if you do it correctly. So right now we're a little bit towards the end of the month, so we've missed some of the free things if you're already a member, right? But for next month, this would be a great one to add into your box to get the free product of the month because it's the 125 PV. If you're new and you haven't signed up yet, you can still sign up with this kit and we can add in some other things. We can get some other freebies for you. We can tell you about that after, okay? It is 10:01, so I don't want to go over. I do have something at 10:15, so I do have to go. Are there any questions for me in the next 10 minutes? I'm going to just look in this chat box and let you guys unmute. You can just unmute and talk to me. Oh my gosh, 99 in the chat. Ah.
Naomi, thank you. Amazing class. Is it your birthday tomorrow?
Oh, on Monday.
Monday.
On Monday.
I was like, I have it on my calendar. Is this the right day?
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Thanks. 33. So I think I'm hitting the, we're not quite, middle, but I mean, I'm hitting your age range here. So if you have not had kids yet, you're still in my age group. It's okay. If you have had kids yet, been there, done that, we're okay. A lot of different kind of stresses and skincare options I've tried. So you can ask me anything. Okay, let's see. Thanks for the happy birthdays. Any questions in here? Can my pregnant sister take those babe nutrient complex? Yes. Pregnancy, you can take the nutrients, all the vitamins. If you're pregnant, I would say the only one I'd say stay away from is endocrine and GX while you're pregnant. You can take probiotics. You can take the bone nutrition. I would especially take the bone nutrition during pregnancy. Copaiba you can take during pregnancy. Turmeric, yes. Although I would just say if you're pregnant, you might not be able to swallow it all down. So that is my only. I threw up all my pregnancies, so I know how hard that is to take vitamins while you're pregnant. So my suggestion is I would take the vitality as much as you can. And then if she can handle taking more, then yes. But if you can't handle taking anything else, then I would suggest trying to do the straight drops of, I know turmeric might not be good on in the taste. So maybe just add that into your foot massage, add that into like a daily, you just put it on your body as part of your daily to absorb that. There is endocrine in an oil. So if this is something she wants to try and she's pregnant, she wants to detox a little bit, then maybe the oil version is best to roll over. And then Copaiba also has a roller version. I mean, not roller version, I'm sorry, oil, straight oil version. So if you can't take and handle all of that, you can totally do that in the oil version. The only one I'd also say stay away with for your sister is that the Clary Calm that comes with this kit right here, this bone nutrition and phytoestrogen kit, does have the Clary Calm in there. Do not use this till you want to give birth. So till the day that she wants to go into labor, then you would start using this, or to recover afterwards. That would be great for the afterbirth. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Yes? I'm gonna stop sharing now and I'm gonna stay on for like 2 more minutes. What do we got? Love the Rose lotion. Yes. Oh, and it does donates profits. So the Rose lotion we talked about donates the profits. The Stronger for the Kids kit. Yes, that's a really great one to have because it has copaiba in it too. So if you're trying to kill, one bird or 3 birds with 1 stone, Stronger is a cheaper option, and it kind of will help with immunity, with stress, with nerves. It'll also just heal all the emotions all in one. So a lot of it is like affordability. If you really don't feel like you have the funds to try them all alone, eventually you will, especially if you're doing this business. Most of my things I got free, like rose oil, I got that free because I racked up all my points and I just cashed in for a rose bottle. And oh my God, it's so good. Which I will be giving away soon. I have been kind of MIA, but if anyone follows me on Babes with Oils, I do giveaways. I've been kind of lacking. I'm sorry. It was a really crazy holiday, but as of spring 33, we're starting them up again. And I do have 6 sets of rose oil samples. So I have a rose oil sample and I have a rose oil lotion sample. And then I have a little rose melt candle that will go with it if you want to win that. I will post this video on my site and you can tell me some things in a quiz. I'm basically going to give you a quiz, and if you paid attention, you might win. And there's 6 of them for the next month. So I will do that. You know what? I'll start that Monday. We'll do that as my birthday gift to you. Okay. You can celebrate with me that way. Let's see. Anything else? Bone.
Hey, Naomi.
Yes.
There was a question in the chat about breastfeeding and copaiba.
Oh, okay.
Roller and or internal? If so, how many times a day?
Oh, okay. Okay, so for copaiba, I feel like it's really flexible because I know people that take copaiba all day long, especially if they're having anxiety attacks. Like if they're stressed out, freaking out, they're taking copaiba right there on the spot, and that can happen a few times a day. I'd say start with the roller, not the roller, I'm sorry, start with the bottle, because the bottle you can make your own roller. And if you don't know how to do that, you can ask any of us, but you basically just buy the rollers that are in the back or the shop office of doTERRA, and I think they're like $6 for a whole bunch. So you can kind of make your own remedies here. I did that a lot when I was pregnant and breastfeeding because I couldn't use some things in some, and then I wanted some of the other, and I was trying to be sensitive for baby. So that's how I did it. And what you're doing is you're going to fill it up with about 20 drops of something, up to 30. So you could put 20 drops of copaiba in there, and then fill it up with coconut oil. Yeah, this one, it's like $12. This will fill up about a solid 6, I think. If you're doing about 20-30 drops of an oil, you can make a 5-6 pack out of this one bottle if you just open up and distribute evenly. But the copaiba itself is really gentle. Baby will not be hurt by that at all. And if anything, that would actually be really good to calm them down. And it does stimulate the brain tissue. So it does kind of help with the smarts as well. But the copaiba eating does not taste bad. So actually dropping that oil in your water might be the best option, because it's really simple. It's very mild. And so you could add that to water, juice, or anything and have no issues with it. I would say, just from my experience, I've only taken about maybe 10 drops of, I've only had 10 different times a day of an oil supplement that I've taken. And the only times that I've taken a lot was when I was like trying to clear out a yeast infection, a urinary tract infection, or like I was hungover, or, you know, I was trying to get rid of a bacterial infection I was storing up, things like that. So oregano is a great one to roll on the spine for that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't take that all day, you know what I mean? Versus copaiba, I would take that all day. You know, the ones that you can take all day are not going to have a spice or herb. So basically, again, copaiba is more of like a barky resin. So all the resins are okay. The things that I would not take all day long, that I would maybe cap to like 4 times a day, maybe max, are going to be spices and herbs. Okay, so the mints, like spearmint is okay, but peppermint, I would watch out how much you're taking it around baby. Adults can do that all day long, but baby cannot. So best to diffuse it. If you really need it and you have baby around, don't put it on your body, diffuse it. Okay, copaiba, that one I could take all day, but I would not do On Guard all day necessarily. I would wait on Guard because you don't know if that could maybe upset things that baby are going to be eating. You know what I mean? So maybe diffuse the On Guard, take the copaiba all day, do the stronger roller that has copaiba in it, and it has some other things that will help boost your immunity, but it won't hurt baby like On Guard could, maybe because of the clove that, and the On Guard also has oh gosh, has a bunch of stuff I can't remember now. Cinnamon. Okay, so that might be a little bit too strong. Do you know what I mean? Kind of think of it that way. If it's a strong spice, it's the same thing like spicy food. You wouldn't give your 2-year-old like a straight spicy bowl of something. So you kind of want to think about that in your breast milk. It's the same stuff, right? I hope that helps. Yeah. Okay. Antioxidants in Yarrow Palm, yes. Any other questions? If your husband offers foot rubs, that's why you get in the mood. Yes, tell him to use rose oil and clary sage, geranium, and actually cinnamon will boost libido. So On Guard will boost your libido if you want to, you know, just careful, because if he's touching your feet and then he's touching you down there, that's like, whoa, that's a little much. Okay. Just careful where the fingers are going and what you just touched. Okay, so like maybe stick to the roses on the feet and then just eat the On Guard to get the up. Yeah. Okay. All right. What else? Are we good?